It's not every day I get an athlete here on the show, but I've got Ricky White III of UNLV, who are very much in the running to be a college football playoff team at the moment. Sure, they might need a dash of help from Colorado State, but help is often given in college football to those who hold their own. Ricky, it's great to have you here on the show, and I want to dive right in. What is it about this UNLV team that is so different from Rebels football teams in the past?
And really just the culture, the culture that, the rest of the coaching staff, Coach Odom, Coach Marion, Coach Alexander, Coach Sheaves, and, the rest of the staff has just brought in. I feel like, all of the guys brought in, just, bought into the culture that they brought, from their universities, and, the things that Coach Odom is just, embedded into this system and into this university. So it's a brotherhood here. And, all the guys are just buying into the system.
That's awesome. It's been an impressive thing to watch from afar because, as I'm sure you and everybody else in that building knows, it's been a rough couple of decades for UNLV football. They have not been on the map. They would not get talked about on a show like this or any others. But suddenly you look up, and with a 12-team playoff, the allure of getting there and getting to the Mountain West Conference championship game provides that opportunity. How much of a discussion is that in your guys' locker room to say, hey, if we keep winning football games, if we have an opportunity to get here, there's a chance that we can get into the college football playoff?
Right? It's a major. It's talked about every day in our facility. Just like how you hit on, if we continue to win, I feel like everything's gonna play its part. Um, you know, that's all we got to do is win out our last two games. Hopefully, Colorado State gets the L in their last two games, and we're in there. And, once we get that chance to, get a rematch against Boise in the championship game, we're gonna give it our all. It just, go 110%.
Yeah, it's been a really competitive race and still is for the Group of Five playoff spot. You guys are in the mix. Certainly, Boise has to be viewed as the favorite in that sense. Army's got a big game against Notre Dame this week. Tulane as well. As a guy who committed to play football at Michigan State out of high school and has now made your way to the Group of Five ranks at UNLV. What's your take on how the expanded playoff has elevated the experience for teams and fan bases alike in the G5 world?
I would definitely say it's a blessing. It gives the players in the G5 conference, a viewpoint, allows them to showcase their talent. Just because you go to a group of five school, that doesn't mean you're not worthy of playing at a P4 school, or you know, it allows players like us to be seen and be nationally televised. Just noticed, on the big stage, really, and it's a blessing. That's all you can ask for.
One of the reasons that you guys have been noticed, obviously you're winning football games, but something that people that don't follow UNLV super closely are probably familiar with is the go-go offense with Brennan Marion, your offensive coordinator, something that's kind of his own creation, his own concoction. It's not like anything else in college football. There are a lot of two-back sets and crazy motions and triple options and all that sort of stuff. What is it about that offense that allows it to succeed?
It's very unique, man. That's really how you could put it. Coach Marion's a former receiver, so he loves to get his playmakers the ball, and then that's really the main factor about the go offense is it getting the playmakers the ball, putting people in positions to get mismatches. Whether it's me running back, tight ends, even the quarterback having that read option. So it's a very unique offense. I'm thankful to be a part of it, and the sky's the limit for that offense and for us.
You guys have had a bit of a unique change this season. You started with Matthew Sluka at the quarterback position, then the change takes place in the middle of the year. Sluka leaves the program, and Haj Malik Williams steps into that quarterback role. What was that like as a wide receiver to kind of hear all of that unfold and then adapt to it in practice and ultimately put a product on the field where you guys are still winning football games after a big win this past weekend against San Diego State?
So that past situation was very crazy to deal with. At the time I didn't know anything of it. The Sluga didn't announce it to any of the players. So once we found out the news, everybody was very surprised about it. But Hodge was one of the first quarterbacks to come in. He came in during spring. Everybody bought into it. He even bought into the system. He was very vocal. At the quarterback position, you have to be very vocal. You have to be able to lead. Players have to be able to follow, really. So he did that coming in early at the spring. So, um, man, we was already kind of used to him being at that quarterback position. When that quarterback position got changed to him being as a starter. So, we just continue to follow coach's lead, Hodge lead, and we're doing what we're doing now, man. So.
You're the leading receiver on this UNLV team, no matter who has been playing quarterback this year. What has that been like for you to try to undergo all of those changes, but still keep yourself consistent in your preparation and continue producing the way that this offense needs you to?
It's really about keeping your habits, whether it's on or off the field. Whether it's staying healthy, stretching before and after practice, getting treatment. It's always the little things that allows me to be consistent in my game. Also, to build more chemistry with Hodge. Getting extra reps before and after practice. Like I said, watching extra film. Of the practice that we had in against opponents that were playing that week. So, just really build chemistry and then stand on top of, the little things.
What's your favorite part about Hodge Malik Williams as a quarterback?
As a quarterback, man, he's a leader. You can't go wrong with a leader, man. He has a great ball, great spiral balls. It's a great catchable ball. He does a great job of pre-snap awareness. Just how smart he is. He's a 6-year senior, so he's played a lot of, snaps and just got a lot of reps at the game of football. So he's very smart at the game, and you can't ask for much more at that position.
Barry Odom has done a really good job in the last couple of years, as we've discussed, elevating this UNLV program to a place that it really hasn't been in my entire lifetime. Now, granted, I'm not incredibly old, but still, you can go back a ways further, and it just hasn't been relevant on the national stage. But he's gotten them to the point where they get discussed on shows like this one or others as a realignment piece to say, hey, the Pac-12's over here rebuilding. They might want to go get UNLV because, look, it's possible to win in Las Vegas. That stuff is certainly outside noise, and I'm an outside sort of guy. But on the inside, do you hear those sorts of chatters, or is that something that doesn't come into your vision and you guys are just focused on playing football?
Yeah, we really just focused on playing football, man. We trying to finish out, this November strong. Coach remind us every day, games you win in November, you will be remembered. Now I feel like that goes a long way with our group of guys, man. So we really just focused on winning games, on finishing out the season strong. Therefore, we can get a chance of being in the 12-team playoff this year.
The NIL space is something that I hear about a lot from college football fans. There are plenty of people that are not fans of it because of this, that, and the other thing. I think there are a lot of people as well that are a fan of an aspect or a component of it, but maybe not the whole rollout that the NCAA came with. But you've got an NIL deal with Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. Why don't you tell people about that?
And it's Sacks. I'm just excited to team up with Sacks, man. They're very game changing. And I'm a game changer on the field, so we definitely correlate. And I'm excited to collaborate with them and work.
And Saks is a company that ends in two X's, and Max Crosby, of course, is that sort of guy. Why did Max Crosby pick you to be one of the ambassadors for the company?
I feel like we have similarity in the way we take take in preparing the game, man. Max Crosby is a legend here in Vegas. Everybody looks up to him. He's one of the greatest, to be a part of Las Vegas Raiders. So, and I'm one of the greatest to be here to be able to play at UNLV. So I feel like, it was a no-brainer for me to, collaborate with, Max and Stack. So it's a blessing.
Last thing for you, Ricky. What are you most looking forward to coming down the closing stretch of this 2024 season?
Man, finishing out the season strong, getting the chance to rematch against Boise in the championship game, I won championship game, and potentially 12-team playoff. I would love that.
I think a lot of people would love to see that rematch. It was a great game in Vegas. It was a great environment as well down there at Allegiant Stadium. The Boise fans traveled. The UNLV fans showed up. I think it'd be a fun rematch. So I'm rooting for you guys to get another crack at the Broncos, to be sure. Ricky White III, wide receiver at UNLV. Ricky, thanks so much for stopping by, man.
Thank you, Spencer.
Appreciate everyone listening. I'll see you next time. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.